And welcome back to episode 3. We start today with the creation of another legendary artifact. This time it is a talc table. It was created by one of our people here, Erdem, the Bone Doctor. So he's created this. I'm not even going to try to say that, but he's created a talc table that's encircled with bands of giant cave spider silk, pig iron and goat bone, and it menaces with spikes of sapphire. And on the item is an image of Burr Tradebar, the dwarf, and Bax Gulldog, the dwarf, in talc. Burr is making a plaintive gesture, and Bax Gulldog is striking a menacing pose. The artwork relates to the mortal wounding of the dwarf, Burr Tradebar, by the dwarf Bax Gulldog in Elderpaddle in the early summer of 103 during the scraped attack. It also has a couple of other historical things of note, but I just thought that was really interesting. Burr was the spears dwarf that died in that first raid, who is buried over here. It's very sad, but very cool that he's immortalized forever in this table. Where we'll put the table, I haven't quite decided. To give you an update as well on our Baroness Moabi, we finally got the Electrum chest right in the middle of their hall there. We were able to buy some silver spears and some golden something or others, maybe breastplates or something, from a trader and melt them down into bars and then create the Electrum chest. So Moabi is very happy. Checking in on the fellas, we've got Lockie here. Lockie's in a very great mood, making some charcoal, and is just, pretty much just chilling. Satisfied at work, fondness talking to an acquaintance, and just really had a great time being near a nice container and a nice bed. When Lockie isn't mining, you could usually find him here in Lockie's figurines, where he creates just rock figurines, which is just how he spends his days. We've got B. B's quite upset. B's feeling a bit of self-pity after being away from friends and family for so long, and a bit dejected after being unable to acquire something. Unfortunately, won't tell me what that something is, so it's not very helpful. And a bit annoyed after being having to drink without a goblet couple mug when we've got plenty of cups, but that might have been B might have tried to have a drink in the new pub that we installed before we put any mugs in there. Heckles, the stone crafter, is just feeling a bit lonely and frustrated by not being able to fight or pray. Jag is neglecting his duties, claiming that he has no job even though there is a pending investigation going on. We'll see what happens with Jag. Just follow him a little bit, and he's just going to go to the pub and listen to some poetry. That is our tax dollars in action. Wheels is ecstatic at the moment. He just saw a dwarf decide it must have been Dirt's at the Bronze Cook and felt some delight from that. Didn't feel anything after seeing some dead yaks, so doesn't really care about yaks, but has just been planting and picking flowers and just having a great old time, and absolutely loving life. Moabi is feeling satisfied, but apart from that, not feeling much else. Wants to be with friends and family, but just apart from making ridiculous demands, hasn't been up to too much exciting stuff. Just feeling a little bit down. I think we need to get the fellas together for a little bit of R&R. And finally, poor Gibbo. Gibbo's having a little bit of an emotional breakdown after being haunted by this ghost for so long. Gibbo is haggard and is stumbling around obliviously, not doing any work, and just kind of having a little bit of a breakdown at the moment. If we go over to the description, we can see that there's some physical changes coming from this breakdown as well. It has what was once a thin frame, now bearing enormous thick layers of fat. Everything else is neatly combed though, very long moustache arranged in double braids. But yeah, apart from having nicely combed hair, he's looking a bit haggard, and we're going to have to maybe create a spa and put Gibbo in the spa for a little bit. Some update on the theft of our scepter. The spear dwarf Etir Abelinson has shared a rumour. So let's just see who this Abel person is. What is this? An old woman. Oh god. Okay, we'll deal with that later. But here's our spear dwarf friend. So this spear dwarf is a guest who's come to the fort, and he's basically shared some rumours from abroad about the theft of our artifact. Checking in on the open case, it looks like Reg has finally been interrogated and he's confessed. So we are going to convict Reg of the crime of stealing the Eternal Gift. And we've also, due to the rumour, we can see Monom, which I believe from memory was the person who stole it, who was handed the Eternal Gift and then left the map, was Monom. So we are going to see if that's possible. I don't believe we can because Monom isn't here, but if we ever see Monom again, he's going to end up in Jack's playhouse. Okay, so Reg has been put into prison, but we can see that he's been convicted with no sentence pending, being convicted of theft. And we can look at the intelligence here. So we can see the interrogation that was made. It looks like they met with the subject, made flattering remarks in order to elicit information, and the subject succumbed to vanity. Subject confessed to the theft in the midsummer of 103. Monom as the dwarf, so he posed as a mercenary, corrupted the subject in order to have an agent in Elderpaddle. Then Monom met with the subject and made a threat. The subject was too afraid not to comply, despite valuing the law, and the subject revealed that in the midsummer of 103, he plotted to steal the Eternal Gift under the influence of Monom. So that's it. We can see Monom, we can see a little bit more information about him and his plot. You can see over here a breakdown of who the boss was and who the thief was. We know this Monom Okatos is the enemy of Elderpaddle. Sadly, we can see here that Gibbo has slipped into a depression, which is upsetting to see. It's probably more upsetting to see that he's socializing by himself in a room. Yeah, but we're just going to have to keep an eye on Gibbo. He's not doing well. Okay, so it looks like Gibbo's throwing a tantrum now. He's already started a fist fight with somebody where he's punched them in the foot. And it's obviously knocked him over. So we're just going to keep an eye on Gibbo and see what happens. Looks like Gibbo wants to start a fist fight. Okay, so it looks like Gibbo started a fist fight with a stray cat. Yeah, Gibbo just punched and kicked the cat a bunch. But now he's meditating on mountains, so hopefully that makes him feel better. Okay, so it looks like Gibbo has been brought in for interrogation. Jag met with the subject, built some rapport to elicit information. The subject agreed for love of the interrogator, despite being a natural loner and spurning the value of cooperation. The subject confessed to multiple crimes. Unfortunately, no new pertinent information was revealed. So it looks like Gibbo has confessed to beating up the cat and also punching another dwarf in the foot. And he will be punished accordingly. Oh, a forgotten beast has come. It's a towering feathered lizard with a short trunk, and it is slavering. Its dark peach feathers are long and narrow. Beware its fire. Oh, cool. Cool. Right, so this is Bomb Wreck. 315 years old. Has good creativity and is an optimist. Can't see anything else about it, but looks like it is running straight for us. Okay, we have the army coming, hopefully. This thing's pretty fast, so we're just going to keep an eye on this and make sure it doesn't get to the stairs. Okay, there it is. Gang, good luck. So as you can see, things aren't going well. Let's have a look. Right, so it looks like a spear dwarf stabbed it in the lung and it's having trouble breathing, so we're doing okay there. It looks like the front right foot has been hit and it's severed a sensory nerve. And the rest is just it throwing fire, so let's continue. Okay, so it's just spitting fire and we can't get to it. It looks like this spear dwarf has died. Alright, we've taken some hits. It looks like a few people, like this guy, are trapped in the smoke. Now the Forgotten Beast is still here and it's spitting out a lot of fire. Oh no, we've had another, that was our militia captain, has died on the steps. It's no good. And he's come to just one-on-one this single dwarf. And it looks like he's doing okay. Right, it's back to spitting fire. Oh no, he's on fire. Yeah, it looks like a random doctor just ran downstairs and got caught in the fire. Charge him. Hit him. Alright, and they've killed him, finally. Not without significant losses. It looks like 5 died in total. And probably some more, just judging by this guy standing in the fire. So all in all, we lost 2 from our main squad, and we lost 2, so we lost 4 military dwarves and then 1 doctor. So 5 for a Forgotten Beast, that's not too bad. Okay, just when things were starting to cool down, looks like we got a goblin invasion. There's certainly more than last time, but you know what? Looking at their items, bit of iron, bit of copper, I think we'll be fine. Right, so we got our army coming down here to defend the bottom wall. So we've pulled that lever, so there's no way for them to get in, I hope. Right, so they're going to start coming in exactly where I want them. I know, so something I didn't think about is these are crossbowmen and they're just going to be able to shoot straight down to my army. So we are going to have to take it to them. So there is just a lot of carnage going on here. You can see they're kind of peppering them, but as soon as they get close, it's over. All of our civilians are just sprinting out into the open, which is very dumb. Right, there's just a few left on our roof here. Looks like they're getting absolutely butchered. See how many are left now. We've only got 2 left, and they are fleeing, so we've successfully saved ourselves from the goblins again. Right, heading down to our hospital. It looks like there's a couple that are injured. This one's seriously injured. We've got a couple that are seriously injured. Waiting for their diagnosis. Right, so this guy has had his neck torn open, head and some muscle and fat on his head cut open, and had his 4th toe smashed apart. This guy is, oh no, gelded means he's had his dick cut off. So he's been gelded and had his right hand smashed open, neck cut open, and spleen cut open. So he's not doing too well, the old herbalist. Right, so as mean as this is, we need to call this guy no dick. just so we remember. So yeah, the medical system's pretty cool. Like you can see that they need, like this guy needs a crutch. You can see his history. He's been brought to bed and evaluated. You see that the upper leg is cut open. So yeah, this person needs to have their leg cleaned and dressed, and then given a crutch so they can help walk. They can help themselves to walk properly. This person has had their ability to grasp somewhat impaired and then motor nerve damage. That's because their right hand was smashed open and some of the muscle was injured. So that's been sutured up. The bone is still smashed open, so they'll probably need some bone setting from one of the dwarves. And lower body is gelded. Look, they've just sutured that up. No dick's doing fine. Yeah, I thought it might be interesting to look at No Dick's combat log. So it seems like they were just running outside to do something, and then a copper arrow went through their neck. Another arrow went through their hand, so that's where that damage came from. And then another copper arrow hit them in the lower body, tearing the muscle, tearing the spleen, and then hitting the nads. And then it lodged in the wound. Then they've collapsed, given into the pain, and then regained consciousness, and then has been brought to hospital. Fuck. Poor No Dick. So Gibbo's been let out of prison, finally. He's done his time. Still haggard. We're trying to fix that, but it's pretty slow going. Okay, and with all of that happening, goblin bits all over the ground and everything, I think that's enough for this episode. We'll be back soon with hopefully Gibbo not being so depressed. Bye bye.